Hey guys, I hope you're doing well and welcome back to another F1 video on the channel. This time though, we are now starting the MyTeam career mode, which I'm quite excited to start, to be honest with you. I was skeptical at first when it said you can be the 11th team in the advertising. I did wonder how deep it would go, so let's get on with it. I have sped this up so it's not going to bore you all to death and the video will be like 2 hours long. We don't want any of that. So I did speed through, didn't pay full attention to a certain few things, like my driver character there looks like a 14-year-old, which isn't great, so I'm going to change that at some point in the future, as well as quite a few other things. But I was excited to get cracking, so team name, you can see, thinking what shall I call it, before decide to just play it safe and go nice and easy. It wasn't going to be much else, was it? Let's face it. Now, sponsors. Yes, we know about how sponsors work. It is quite cool though how they've done it. So you got to keep your team in profit, develop the car, drivers, and everything else that comes with an F1 team, which, again, I'm amazed that they've actually done it. So, who to pick? There's quite a few different ones, all with different money. It's very tempting to just go for the main, biggest sponsor, most amount of money, but you never know. So, I decided to play it safe because, again, one thing I completely guessed about was the difficulty. So, I've got no idea if I'm going to be there or not. On the pace, am I going to be 2 miles behind? Honda, Renault, Mercedes, Ferrari. Looking at these stats, I think they kind of disrespected Mercedes a little bit there, but I went for Honda in the end because I just prefer Honda. Now, teammates. Who have we got? We've got Ralph Boschung, Luis Delatraz, Mick Schumacher, Giuliano Alesi. And we'll just wait for the introduction person to finish what he's saying before we actually pick who we go for. Alright, carry on then. Got Sete Camera, Guan Yu Zhou, Matsushita, and Jack Aitken. I must admit, Jack Aitken, social media team championship points could go for, but I go for Ralph Boschung. In real life, he's liked one of my Instagram posts, so I thought I'd pay him back by going for this. And now, team liveries. Pretty short in terms of options. That is not very nice. The first one, the combination of all Schumacher's cars. So I decided to go for something a bit different. I noticed there was a few locked ones, so I thought I'd see what there was, but that one's okay. That one's alright, but I'm not particularly fussed about not having them. So I'll settle on this design. It's nice having the colour combinations that you can choose from. I must admit, when I first saw this, I thought you'd be able to have almost free reign like you used to in Forza Motorsport 3 and Forza 4. I've been missing that in more modern racing games, the level of adjustability for your design. That I do think looks quite nice as well, but I want it to be slightly different to the rest of the teams on the current grid. No, don't worry, I'm not going a pure all-white car. I was tempted to do Brawn there, like you say. Let's see, not say, if I can get my words out properly. And there we go. It almost looks a bit 2000s, early 2000s Sauber F1. And now it's time to make our team emblem. Quite a bit of variation here. I wasn't sure how much you could actually change it as you go further into the game, so I thought try get it right almost first time. Again, more locked items. Before I get settled on that one, S, Shanley. It works quite well. Also looks very early 2000s Salbert. When you can see it, that is. Tell me guys in the comments, what do you think about my car livery, my logo design when I picked the correct one. Don't know what happened there. So let's get back to where we want to be. There we go, thank you very much. So yes, do let me know what you think. Also, let me know what you think about the race lengths, because I only had it on 15% in the end. If you want to see longer races, just let me know. Also, if you do enjoy the video, please be sure to give it a like, and also subscribe to the channel for more in the future. No, I think 22 is a bit much first time round, so decided to go for 16 races. If you want to see longer ones in the future, just tell me. Here are the details for the session at the moment. So decided to make a couple changes because I figured it's not going to make very good viewing. Like I say, that difficulty was just a pure guess. I wasn't sure how I'd fit into the grid. Do let me know if you want to see it turned up or down. And a correction, it was 25%, not 15% on the race distance. No idea what that pro career settings is. If you do know, just tell me. Yes, mate, I'm okay, thank you.
Okay, we're live in 5, 4, 3.
Hello folks, and welcome to the HQ of Formula One's newest team. We've been invited backstage to gain an exclusive insight into what could be one of the most exciting entries in the sport for many years. Now, we've seen a number of new teams enter the sport over the last decade, amongst their number Manor, Caterham, HRT and of course Haas. And while some have proved to be successful, others have morphed into different teams and some have disappeared completely. What marks this team out though as being something different is that its owner is also its driver. Now, there's a rich history of that in Formula 1 too. Sir Jack Brabham, John Surtees, Graham Hill and Bruce McLaren all drove their own cars in the sport, but it has become increasingly rare in recent years. What's very special about this team though is that while the team itself is new to Formula 1, so too is its driver and owner.
Whatever happens this season, you've already made the history books. Tell me, do you feel up to the mammoth task of both managing and driving for a Formula 1 team?
Imagine if these scenarios you could just type in your own answer. I dread to think what some people would say. But no, managing and driving, it's not just about me though, it's about the team. What was it that drew me to my teammate? He liked to post of mine on social media, so good relations, got to start that. Keep it going. He can drive for me, we'll see how it goes. Again, not an option on there though, sadly. Imagine if it was. Proper confuse the gamer probably. For this one, it was tough. Like AlphaTauri, they're a fast team, probably out of our target zone. The other three we could probably aim for. Wasn't really sure who to say at first, so I thought I'd just go for Williams, because even though they are at the bottom and finding it tricky, it's still a historic name. No idea how I'm expecting the car to feel. Only one way to find out, and that's get the car on the track. But yeah, it looks good. Got to sound confident for the sponsors. give us that money so we can make the car better, faster, employ better people. I think that one just answered itself.
Of this sport. How have you ensured that your car can take advantage of each opportunity that comes your way?
This is a bit of a mean question because not even driven the car yet and no updates, so how are you meant to answer this? Hello, chassis department noticed that.
Which of your new departments
So it's direct implications of what you say then. I'm proud of the whole team, can I not just say that? No? Alright then. Aero department noticed that. Yeah, let's cheer them up, let's keep them happy. Sorry Will, I'm talking over you so much. My interview, not yours.
Okay, great, thank you. That's a wrap.
So, this is all about the car then. Crikey, it is in depth. Components for each race. Jesus Christ. Activities, messages, car reveal. Very nice. I'm quite impressed with how much they're doing. And here she is. Check her out. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments, please. Crikey, you got to keep people happy as well. Very in depth. I like it. Ooh, that was a good one. Driver training camp. Yeah, definitely help the driver develop. That's good. So many options. Advertising campaign. Yep. And then we can just sacrifice those 2 days. Advance the time. Money comes in, money goes out. Very nice. Right, guys. Here we go. Tyre weekend allocation. Says we've already got powertrain development as well. That's good then. Extra speed in the straight line. Very nice. They've done well on the graphics. Very well. Sorry, Crofty, talking all over you. And hello.
Thanks again for bringing me on board. You've found a lot of talented people for this team. I can't wait to see what we can accomplish. Our journey to the Constructors' Championship starts here today.
Huh, very nice. Very nice. Anyway, guys, practice 1 went smoothly. As you can see here, doing the track acclimatization. Got through a few of the other programs as well. Practice 2 didn't go so well. I must admit, had a crash at the corner just gone. However, I didn't record the rest of it, so literally after this we're going to be going straight into the race. I do apologise on that. I qualified in 13th position, and then my teammate Ralph was a little bit further down in 20th, I do believe. So mid to back of the pack, which is about where I expected to be, and it's pretty much only right that I am at the back, new team and all that. However, Nearly run over my mechanics, don't want to do that. And it really does look like I have created the early to mid 2000s Sauber team again. S as the team name. Got the purple, blue, turquoise, teal colours when they were sponsored by Red Bull and Petronas, of all things. I wonder what happened to them in regards to F1. But anyway, as they put me back into the pits, the car felt pretty promising apart from the tight corners, so I think the front end is going to need a lot of development first. And here we are, straight into the race after the lovely cinematics on this game.
Here we are at the first race in what should be another thrilling with the race minutes away from starting. Here's what
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So yeah, Parc Ferme is on, but I didn't really change a lot anyway apart from the front wing in a bid to help the tight corner turning. Didn't really do a lot, so I think I'm going to have to actually start googling some setups or just actually drive around in practice. But here we go, first race. Pretty decent start, good getaway there. Past the AlphaTauri, past the Renault. A little bit of space on the outside, but decide no. Bad idea going out there because that is where you get taken out by other people. However, going the long way around there did help. Nearly getting past Stroll, get a better run. And there we go. Already inside the top 10 in our first race, happy days. Stroll decides to send it right back against me. And then I hang it round the outside for better and worse before settling into 9th position. That is pretty solid first few corners, if I can get my words out again. And now it's just single file through this for the most part. There's probably lots of overtaking behind me, but as long as nobody's trying to come past me, I'm pretty content. You see what I mean about the tight corners? And there goes Stroll. Damn it. Managed to keep Gasly behind though. So we're in 10th. Top 10 after the first lap though. Pretty content. Gasly has other plans. I didn't know he was coming until I looked back. But fortunately able to hang it around the outside, get the inside, and then scare him off. Gives him a rubbish run up the next straight so we can get away a little bit, and then he's got a whole world of problems behind him in the form of Daniel Ricciardo. Skipping forward again. This corner again, causing more issues for me. I was wondering if it was actually my controller because it's not the first time I've had trouble steering in tight corners like so. However, it did put Gasly on his back foot and Ricciardo nailed him down the next straight. So fast forwarding now slightly. That's another thing I've got to get used to. Like, who am I racing? It literally says the person in front and behind. Full race update. And then look, here comes the honey badger. He's closing, sticks up the inside. So I try exactly the same as what I did to Gasly, which worked just as well. But it didn't slow Ricciardo down as much on the second part. So he's right there still. However, we're just ahead where we keep it for a few corners longer. Another tight corner, even more woes. A bit of contact there as well. And then Ricciardo hangs it around the outside and I just understeered straight into him. Very clumsy. My fault. Gasly's also nailed us. But I know that I want to get in front of Gasly at least. However, we have a virtual safety car and this is why. Nicholas Latifi, his Williams, has said, no, that's enough from me. I'm a head out. I was going to pit under the VSC and put the hard tyres on, try go to the end of the race, but it ended before we got to the pit lane, so no advantage. And I need all the advantage I can get when I've got that angry mob behind me. Giovinazzi on the outside, send it for Gasly, just overtake him, do what he couldn't do to me a couple laps before. And it said as well that Gasly got some sort of engine problem, so decided get in front of Gasly and maybe he could be some form of blocker for me and allowed me to get away from the rest of that angry mob behind, because I don't want any part in that. I just want to be by myself as much as possible. They've got a new strategy for me as well, quite hard to see, but we decided to go for it and pit on lap 8. Now we're on lap 7 here, going on to lap 8, and the pit stops are in full flow for the rest of the computer, and then something I did not expect to happen at all, this happens. P1 baby, actually leading in the first race. Ralph Boschung is in the pits, hope his race is going well, and I did mean to catch up on how he was doing, but I'm sure he's doing okay. Here we go, into the pits, first pit stop for me. All smooth, very nice. I didn't know you had to do manual pit stops on this game before we brought it, so the first time I tried that was quite confusing for me to work out why the car wasn't going. And we fed out into 10th place. 1 championship point on the debut. I'll take it. However, look who's behind me. Lando, Ricciardo, Sainz is further back. A lot of people who can do some overtakes. So, got my work cut out to stay ahead. Fortunately enough though, the gap does seem to be staying constant. 1 second, just about a second, and then starts to grow. I imagine the computer are probably fighting amongst itself, allowing us to escape. Skipping forward to the penultimate lap now, and halfway around it. Expected it to just carry on until the end. P10, 1 point on the debut. I would have taken it, but look ahead. There's a yellow flag on the next straight, and here we go. Alex Albon is out of the race. Seems that the kid just can't catch a break in real life or on the game as well. There he goes, and I nearly outbrake myself, too busy looking. Probably would have been a bit of karma for me. But no, the car's been pretty solid. As we come up to the last corner and start the last lap of our first race. P9, not even P10, P9, 2 points, so much better than just 1. Just no mistakes, keep it clean, keep it calm, and then we'll have these points in our bag. It's probably no surprise for you, Lewis Hamilton won the race, fastest lap on the last lap as well, so all the goodie points for him. I think he started on pole as well, so it could be the Grand Slam. Anyway, we're going to the last corner, lap 14 of 14, P9 out of 20 finishing. It's what dreams are made of on the first race. Fireworks going off, looks lovely. Surprised that Codemasters haven't got the animation where the driver could celebrate, or at least as well having team members hang over the pit wall. That would be pretty cool. Kimi Raikkonen, driver of the day.
Yet another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and
Hopefully one day in this career mode that'll be us
still all day.
leading,
You don't have a
winning
solid team to back that, you're never gonna
championships.
get anywhere. When you hear
But
that
for now,
having both an excellent driver
ninth
and
place will do.
a car, that's
See,
what
here's a
the
bit
team
of
felt like
celebration.
we witnessed today.
So after a magnificent, we now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot. A well-earned victory for Mercedes. Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. After an incredible
So there it is,
performance,
P9 in the
Hamilton's
Drivers'
top spot in
Championships.
the Drivers' Championship. So,
And
Anthony
just
Davidson,
flicking down
would
quickly,
you
see the
rate
rest of
his
the order.
driver of the
Ricardo
Well, for me, it's got to be
didn't
Lewis
exactly have the
Hamilton.
best race for him in the end.
Champion may be the boring
Boschong
choice at
last
this
of the
point.
finishers,
You can't argue
but
that he's
not too far off the pace. And here we have the race highlights as well, which I quite like this feature. Yes, it was Hamilton on pole, so probably a lightest flag win. And there's me.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
Most of it was done on the first lap because braking later and going around the outside. But that's not an option. Don't really think many of those options are applicable. Don't really have a power advantage. The car is nimble, but it's a bugger. But we'll just go with that because it's made the chassis department happy.
Car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
Okay, really in control of my car. Alright. The points are good though. Acclaim was affected by that one. Wasn't the cleanest race today. That's more accurate. Yes, that is a lot more accurate to it. Definitely not like an idiot magnet though, because I was most the problem. So I'm just going to go with that one.
Appreciate your time.
Alright, so one race down. Let's have a look how it's affected. Nearly level 3. Team has leveled up. I think that means we can have another sponsor, but I'm not 100% certain. However folks, if you have enjoyed this video and got this far, do please leave a like. Also subscribe to the channel for the rest of the series. That crash damage there did hurt. That was me in practice too, like I said. Goodbye.